Some may say he's still the kind of dizzy. Some may say he's the reason why I'm still sitting here. Some may also say he still could be in the corner. I just say this album was live-o, and it was the first album that I ever purchased. Welcome everybody. This is The B.A.R.S. Welcome everybody. What's good? What's cracking? What are you not saying? And welcome back to The B.A.R.S, the best album review show, where you'll be here with myself, Tubby, and I'll be telling you about all the albums that have changed and inspired my life, and hopefully, as usual, it could potentially inspire you. So boom, this album right here is a mad one. It is the first album I have ever purchased, ever. So let's get into it. So this album is very, very monumental, very, very inspirational, and very, very important to black culture, especially in the UK. Reason being, this was like the transition between grime being just an underground, well-known genre to grime being solidified as an incredible genre of music, like an official genre. This is something that we spend hours and hours of time learning, practicing, and trying to excel in every single way when it comes to the whole manufacturing of grime. I mean, I'm talking about production, the way we write bars, the way lyrics are written. And the reason why I say we is because this is where it all started for me. Grime is where it all started for me. And this album for me transcended the very heights of grime into a world where people had never ever heard of it before, and this was the first time that the masses were going to hear this. And the way it was put together, and it was done by an individual that was absolutely renowned, prolific, and profound, and brash, and had this I don't give a F mindset in the way he spat, and the way he dropped bars on each tune, and the way he delivered straight raw British Cockney road slang, and with hard-hitting, greasy grime instrumentals. If you don't know by now, the album that we're reviewing today is none other than the incredible Boy in the Corner by Dizzee Rascal. And yes, man still has the price tag on it, keeping it original. The reason why this album was so important, especially to people like myself that went on to become a musician, to become an artist, was because this was the first time we saw someone that done grime, something that was just on the radio, that was on pirate radio, something that was on pirate radio, not allowed on legal radio. Like, man, I had to go to raves and sets. At these times, I was young, so I wasn't even able to go to these places. I used to watch these on DVDs, you know. So to hear something like this come out on the radio was absolutely mad. So it was just an amazing thing to see somebody that was so big in the grime scene at the time transcend the genre to different heights and made it accessible to people that didn't know about grime. And also on the album kept it 100% grease, bro. So yes, Boy in the Corner, none other than the infamous Mr. Dizzee Rascal. I thought the whole CD, the yellow and black, him in the corner, was sick. I think this will always be a iconic front cover and an iconic video, and also the silhouette as well of Dizzee on the back will always be iconic, man. This actually came out in 2003, so man would have been 13 years old, I would have been 13 years old, walking up in Virgin Records in Croydon. I didn't go to HMV because I thought HMV was way too expensive at the time, and true, this had the parental guidance sticker in it, and no one used to allow me in it, but in Virgin they used to allow, man, so that's why I always went there, bro. One of my favourite things about this, one of the pamphlet. One of my favourite things about this was the art. The centre picture was so important. Reason why it was so important, because this whole picture just represented what was going on in the area and what was going on in estates and council estates within London at the time. So everything in this we could actually take pieces and bobs from it, and we could really relate to the whole journey of Dizzy Rascal, man. So if you look in here, man, of course we had the hats and stuff, and then even if you look in the corner, I know it's crazy, but we got the watches, and that was the Aqua Master, fam. If you had a little Aqua Master tee, yeah, you were the man, bro. You were the man, of course. And then we got from man, the front cover of Street Garage there, man. One of the front covers that Soul Solid did, right there. Albums that we grew up listening to, of course, the studio in the background. You know, the picture of your girl and the little photos and stuff, and like things like we even got the little knife in the corner, because growing up in the States, man, we grew up around knife crime. Do you know what I'm saying? And it was something that we had to live with. You know, so yeah, man, it's very relatable to the drama, very relatable to the music, and of course, all of these little things are the things that fuel the sound of grime, and it is the sound of the local lad from the council estate that's going through a lot of things growing up, man. So yeah, the grime genre really personifies the man them, fam, really and truly, and that's why it was so heartfelt throughout the ends, and we were so proud to see someone like Dizzy Rascal do something like this, like an official album off a label that's in the charts and big music videos. It was just an amazing thing to see. Dizzy Rascal has been slapping up the place since 2003, so fam, you must be under a rock, rude boy. When he dropped Boy in the Corner, I believe this won a Mercury Prize Award as well for being such an incredible album, the first grime album to ever do something like that as well, which is absolutely amazing. He was in a crew called Roll Deep that consisted of the people that we found out to be in Roll Deeps, the Scratchies, the Trims, and those Scratchies, Trims, Frisco, and I believe they then broke off and became Boy Better Know that we know today with the Skepta, JMEs, and them brothers. He's had chart smash hits as well as infamous grime bars that will live forever, from forever, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? Stop that, get that, what? If it's got a knock, I take that, what? What? Aye, man. Roll deep on these, put these MCs on deep freeze, hit these, whip these, and rip these. Come like Buster, we flip these. Please, don't rap with these. Fellas angry, sick MCs. Don't like Christie's or Britney's. Lalas or Tinky Winkies. And this one strictly for picnics. Old school afros, dry white knees. Barclays had the facts, we stick these. Endless gunch, bro. Perfect. So Dizzy Rascal was just an incredible wordsmith. He had the craziest delivery. He had the most relatable slang. It was just so British and raw that he just become famous for how incredible his delivery was. What's sick about this pamphlet and how bro, do you know how mad life is, bro? How mad life is, because I always go to the shout-outs, and in the shout-outs, he actually says, shout out to the one and only, the original Wiley Cat. I love you like a brother, only blood separates us. Fuck the bullshit, we roll deep. And that's mad to think that's how close these two were. And then whatever transpired later on in life, they don't even talk now. Do you know what I mean? So these always tell a story, man. These always tell a story. Also as well, what I thought was sick about the album, on the back, where it told you where it was recorded. So it's recorded between October 2001 and March 2003 at the Raskit's Lair. And it's this is what they used to do. They used to make up names of their studios. This whole album was written and produced by the man himself, by Dizzy Rascal himself, man. And this is when he just started. I think he done all of it under his production label, Dirty Stank Productions, and then of course the label became Dirty Stank, the label as well. So yeah, man, he was really trying to push the whole independent thing as well. Even though I believe this was signed to XL Records, but he was still trying to make sure that he had his identity as an artist first, rather than just a record label and a guy that's just been signed. Do you know what I'm saying? So he represented the man, and he was just a great example of somebody that took grime and took a genre that nobody thought could have got anywhere to a whole different level and a whole different plateau. And one of my favorite grime MCs of all time. In my top 3 grime MCs of all time. And we really got to big up again, another hero, man, another grime hero. Big up Mr. Cage, who mixed and mastered and engineered this album as well. He's also mixed and mastered things for Wiley. I think he actually mixed and mastered Eskimo, which become, of course, the legendary grime instrumental ever, fam. Ever. Like, the legendary grime instrumental. I think that was mixed and mastered by him. So it's people like that we need to really, really show our respects to, man, because they make the music, like, they make the music become alive. They give it that clean cut, that perfect sounding, that level trebles and the level mids and stuff. Like, they do make everything perfect. Standout tracks on the album, of course, are the ones that we all knew to grow and love. I Love You, obviously. I Love You, of course, still a hit up until this day. Fix Up, Look Sharp, infamous, famous, iconic music video. Sitting Here, which actually later on became a standout tune, for me was one of the dopest tunes on the album. That was track 1, and that's when I knew this is gonna set some levels. And one of the standout tracks for me that I think got looked over, one of the standout tracks for me was a song that actually was out, that we heard on our phones, playing it on our way to school, way before it actually came out, and that was Jezebel, which was actually a sick storytelling song. So that really as well highlighted Dizzee Rascal's skills as an MC, because he wasn't just a grime MC. This guy was actually, you know, trying to be somewhat alternative and not trying to be put in a box, so to speak. So he was really trying to do that from early, man. So yeah, Jezebel, another big standout track, which I think should have got more credit, but actually got bare credit way before the album. 90% of us knew the whole song and were actually gassed to actually hear it on the album. My standout track on this album, I think, did not get enough credit. And the reason why I thought it was so sick, because the production was so weird and so different. And of course it had Wiley on it, Wiley as a feature. And I think them two just complement each other so incredibly. And the reason why I was looking forward to this so much was because prior to hearing this album, I actually heard Dizzee Rascal and Wiley going back to back on the famous Sidewinder CD, where they're just going back to back and absolutely murking this whole set. So as soon as I saw them together on a tune, when I copped the CD, I was like, yeah, I know this is gonna be the one. And lo and behold, it was. My favorite and number 1 pick of this album was definitely Too Far by Dizzee Rascal and Wiley. Oh, snap. This is what I thought. This is my favorite song. I'm a ninja too. You can't step into my circle. Let's untouchable back in. So boom, this week on the Best Album Review Show was none other than the amazing, multifaceted, multi-talented, incredible legend, UK grime British icon, Mr. Dizzee Rascal, with his, for me, his most iconic album, The Boy in the Corner. If you don't have this album, I'm telling you, go take a listen, go listen to it, and it will be a very, 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 very legendary, expensive, classic CD to own in the future. That was today's show, the big album review show, The B.A.R.S. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and all that good stuff. Follow me on Instagram at TubbyBoyMusic. Please go shop the merch, Grown Treasure merch. Brand new colours dropping every month. Sorry, I ain't got that type of peas, fam. Like, every month, fam. So, boom, it's your boy Tubby. This is The B.A.R.S. Until next time, love, peace, and chicken grease.